Hey there, welcome back. It's Gavin here. This video, I'm going to talk to you about the 3 things that I wish I knew when I first started my automation freelancing and automation agency career. So right now I am a automation freelancer, certified Zapier expert, and I make multiple 4 figures online a month doing this. And I've had a few people reach out to me, ask, how do you start doing this type of thing? How do I learn how to start making cash online, doing automation stuff? So I want to give it 3 quick tips that I would have wished I known when I first started. Item number 1, I wish I had realized that when you become a automation freelancer or an automation agency owner, you are a business owner, and marketing and outreach is the most important thing you can do. So one big thing that happens a lot of the time when you start doing automation work online is you'll pick up a couple of clients, say from Upwork, or you pick up a couple of clients from your network, or you do some cold outreach, and you're like, awesome, I have 3-4 clients right now making some good cash. And then you stop your outreach completely and you're like, it's cool, I'm just focusing on my clients, money's rolling in. The moment you finish those clients and you haven't been doing any outreach, what's going to happen to your revenue the next month is going to plummet off a hill, basically. So one of the biggest lessons I wish I'd learned, and I've done myself many times over, is don't stop doing your outreach or your marketing. You are a business owner. So even when you have clients, you need to keep continuing doing your, say, sending proposals on Upwork, sending your cold emails, keep connecting with people who you might be able to serve. You have to keep that going no matter what. Like, that really is one of the biggest keys to consistency in being a business owner and also being an agency owner. Item number 2, I wish I'd start to think about how can I productize my automation work. And this also ties a little bit back into, you need to choose a niche, the type of person you're helping with your automation work. So just to explain what productizing is. So when you productize a service, is you essentially find a repeatable scope, a repeatable block of work that you can essentially do for each person, rinse and repeat, essentially copy paste. It's the same steps every time, plus minus. It's the same deliverable each time, plus minus. And this applies to automation as well, because automation, you can help almost any business with it. Every business can be automated in some way. You can help single coaches, you can help 50 people person plus businesses. The range is so massive, but each of these businesses and each of these types of people, they have different problems in their businesses, and they also have all different softwares. And when it comes to actually growing an automation agency that suits your goals and also achieves the lifestyle that you want, if you're just say a solo freelancer as well, you need to find that scope, because you need to find that productized service, because if you don't, every project you're going to be trying to first determine if it's even possible what they're asking. You're going to be having to research new apps because you're like, I've never seen this app before, this is a different industry. So you're going to spend so much time at the start of each project researching, seeing what's possible. You're not going to be sure if you can actually deliver what they're asking, and it's not a very enjoyable process for yourself. And also, it doesn't create as nice of an experience for the client if you're like, I'm not so sure, I can research these things, which is a perfectly valid answer to give if you don't know. But ideally, you want to be speaking to the same people who use the same apps in their industry, who are essentially all looking for the same solution, that you can say, 100%, we've done this 50 times for other businesses exactly like you. Let's get it done. It's going to take roughly this amount of time. So that is really why you want to start trying to pick out what's a productized service. Like, what's the same thing you're doing roughly for roughly the same client every time, and double down on that. Just choose that one and stick with that one once you identify it. Third and final item for now is to start outsourcing. So this ties into a little bit into the productizing your service side of things, because I don't know about you, I started as an automation freelancer. I love automation stuff, but ultimately I want to be a business owner. I want the business to be able to grow bigger than me. I want the business to give me freedom as opposed to essentially giving me a job. And that is where outsourcing comes into the picture. And the easiest way I found to start outsourcing and hiring people to help you is by essentially having the same deliverable that you're doing for clients every time, because then you're not looking for this absolute genius who can do everything as well as you can. You're looking for someone who you could even train up to do this specific type of project for this specific type of client, and it's essentially the same thing every time. And if there's a bit of research or learning necessary for a different client, it's not that big of a thing. But it was every time you're having to pay someone to say, go learn and research and do all that stuff you were doing, it's going to get a lot more expensive for you as a business owner because your margins are going to be worse. You're not making as much profit. And also it's just a lot more for you to manage because you have to really rely on the person doing a killer job, versus if they essentially have to do the same thing every time, you can train someone up specifically on that deliverable, that solution. You can train them up on that process. You can train them up on how you think and how you approach the project. And that's the big benefit of why you want to productize as well, and then start outsourcing, because then you're actually building a business. You're actually building an agency that's going to scale much bigger than you can. Even if you want to make just multiple 4 figures a month type of thing as a freelancer, that you can totally do. But if you want to get it bigger than that, you need to start building a more structured business. To summarize, those are the 3 things I wish I'd known before I started becoming an automation freelancer and an automation agency owner. And they actually tie back to essentially being a business owner. These are just good business mindsets to have. And again, those 3 things are being consistent with your marketing, your outreach, starting to productize the work that you do, even though it's automation work, productize it. And then thirdly, outsource it and hire out when you can so you can train people to do the work for you. I hope you found that useful, and maybe that brought up some additional questions. So I'd love to see those in the comments. Happy to record videos, answer questions where I can. And you can check the description. I've either got the link to my website or to my newsletter sign up. Either way, that allows us to stay in touch, and you can see more of my work and my thoughts in regards to how do you actually build an automation business, at least multiple 4 figures a month, and you can start traveling and doing this type of work online. Or if you're a business owner, I'm going to be sharing again more business insights in regards to automation, how it fits into your business, how it can help you grow, save time, and ultimately let's all build the businesses that we want to be building.